Hi, I'm Liz. I go by Stitch by Liz with an underscore over on Instagram, and this is Flosstube 15. Today is Saturday the 13th of August, 2022, and this is my little corner of YouTube where I talk about cross stitch. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching, and if you're new, welcome. I am once again free range today. Ross is not working. He is home today, but he's just popped out to the shops to have a browse. So once again, you're set up on a tripod on like a whole stack of hardcover Harry Potter books. So, you know, I did try the tripod. It sits too high and you'd have like all this space above me, and you'd only be able to see like from here up. So we're sticking with the mini tripod on the stack of Harry Potter books, and it works. So that's where we're at today. I'll start with a life update. If you saw my last video, you will know that I quit my job. I started my new job on Monday, and oh my gosh, it's such an incredible change. The team is amazing. So I've moved firms, and I've moved from being in the central business district in Melbourne to being in a regional suburban office, and it's amazing. Turns out not only are my two colleagues from my previous firm working there, but I also know two other people that work in the office. So fantastic. It's a great team. Week one has been an incredible amount of training. The morale in this new firm is incredible. Like my flexible work arrangement got approved within half an hour. They've set me up with a laptop. They've given me a webcam, a headset. We're just waiting for a doc to arrive. But it's so good. And the training is like, it's a lot of training, but they do it so well. And I'm eager to actually start doing the work, which will be super exciting. Other than that, I don't really think anything else has really happened. I've had a couple of little health problems, but nothing too crazy. I've got a good GP, so we're getting that sorted. All right, I'll jump into it. I don't have any cross stitch finishes this week or this fortnight. I do have some project bag finishes because Spotlight, which is our local craft store in Australia, released their Halloween fabric, and I may have gone a little bit crazy. I did go into the store for the purpose of trying to find a, give me a second, excuse my chair noise, of finding a fat quarter of the Honeydukes, because this was in a fat quarter pack. And sometimes the stores have like a single fat quarter by themselves, because from Frogwarts, Athena commented on a post where I showed this bag, and I said to her I'd make her a bag once I found the fabric. I found the fabric and I made it for her. I may have also made her another one, but that one's a surprise. So actually I need to get her postal address. I need to remind myself to message her so I can send them to her. But I did get some Halloween fabric, and I did make myself a couple of project bags like I need them. They do now have projects in them. The first one is this amazing creamy colored fabric with purples, oranges, and look at the cat. He reminds me of Lucifer from Cinderella, but I love this bag. It's got an orange zip, excuse the glare, and a purple interior. And this is using the Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch Vinyl Front Project Bag tutorial. The ones I made for myself, listen, they're not stitched amazingly. The ones I made for Athena and the Harry Potter ones I made for Chloe and Felicity, top-notch stitching. Like, I wouldn't say top-notch. Like, they're pretty decent. Mine, they don't need to be decent. So that's the first one I made. The second one I made is this one. I am obsessed with this fabric. Look has those pumpkins. It's just incredible. And this one just has a purple zipper and a green interior. It does have some threads in here. And this actually houses one of my new starts. So they're my 2 finishes for this fortnight. But yeah, I think I'm done for project bags. The problem is Spotlight releases some amazing fabric, and then I see it and I get the overwhelming urge to make a project bag out of it, and then they sit there empty, and I feel bad that they're empty, so then I need to start a project. Anyway, it's just, it's a rabbit hole. So yeah, like I said, those are my 2 finishes. I'll jump onto my new starts. The first one I started yesterday, the 12th of August, for World Cross Stitching Day. I mentioned that it was World Cross Stitching Day to my mum and my sister when we were on a group call in the morning. And they're like, isn't it World Cross Stitching Day every day for you? Like, yeah, like they're not wrong, but anyway, it was World Cross Stitch Day yesterday. There is a website where I got this keepsake from, Stitches with Sass. I think that's her handle. She posted it and I asked her where she got it from, so I went to the website and got it, and this is my start. So this is 529 stitches, and the fabric is being washed out and you can sort of see it. This is an 18 count mystery fabric from Mystic Fabrics, and I got it from Mel Rouvray on Instagram. She was doing a destash of her fabric, but this is how far I've gotten, and that was just some work done yesterday. My next new start, which I finally started because the fabric finally arrived, is the Haunted Library Stitch Along by Lola Cross Stitch. It is a mystery stitch along, so only the, I was going to say part 1, but technically it's called the prologue, has been released. And this is how far I've gotten. And this is 1,262 stitches, and it is on an 18 count vintage country mocha. I've never used vintage country mocha before, but I think it's my favorite neutral. Like, literally everything's on like a form of 18 count white, but like I haven't actually ordered a neutral before, and this is the first one I've ordered and I love it. So I'll just get in closer. You can see there's going to be some feet there, perhaps a skeleton. So I'm just going to work on finishing one side of the staircase, then I'll work across the top and then do the staircase on the other side. On there is a needle minder from Ginger Stitch AU. So that one I work on in between everything else. I generally put in some work on it every day, because I want to get the prologue finished before chapter 1 is released. And I've still got something like 4,000 stitches to go. Like the prologue is like 5,700 stitches or something. So I'll keep working on that. And my last new start for the past 2 weeks is a result of Frogwart's Stitching After Dark. Adults only stitching. Oh, I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, for me it was early afternoon. For everyone in the US, it was Stitching After Dark. And I think it was Jessica. I want to say Jessica Allison, but I'm not 100% sure if that's right. Her name is Jessica though. We were in a chat and she mentioned Centaur World. And then when I was in A Stitches After Dark, they were talking about a stitch along with one of the characters called Wamawink. She is a Lamator. I finished season 1 a week ago and I still cannot wrap my head around what the hell I watched. It's on Netflix. It's a cartoon, it's animated, but it's just the weirdest thing I've ever watched. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved it, but it was just so strange. Anyway, so they were starting the stitch along at Camp BNS, which is the Black Needle Society in-person retreat this year. You know, sadly being in Australia and being, you know, thousands of miles away, I couldn't go as much as I wanted to. So they started on, they started at camp. So I started here at home with them in spirit. So this is as far as I've gotten. It's 553 stitches. And there are no words. Like, it's so funny. Like, they can shoot mini versions of themselves out of their feet. It's just, listen, give it a watch. It's weird. Anyway, so this is stitched on a 16 count. It's called Fiesta by Crafty Leanny. It was the fabric of the month last month. Yeah, last month. Or June. I don't know. I put something behind it because you could see through it, but like this is a shadow, but these colors are just incredible. And I did forget to show it as part of my haul when I actually got it, but I also got an 18 count. And the 18 count is more of a pastel shade, more pastel coloring, whereas this one is like in your face bright. I'm just gonna take the giant scrunchie off, otherwise known as grime guard. But like, this is the part that's folded up. It's just amazing. Like, it's just such an amazing dye. And the needle minder is from Inchworm Designs, and it says no problema on it. And I've had that for ages, but just so funny. All right, onto my whips. I have worked on 5 projects on top of the 3 that I started. And first up is, well, it was up to date until the new release came out for me today. And it is the Supernatural Stitch Along by the Witchy Stitcher. And this is on an 18 count Menacing Storm by Crafty Leanny. This was the first fabric of the month that I got, and I believe this was April, which means that was June because it's every 2 months. So this was the April 2022 fabric of the month. And I'll just come in closer. So all of mine have got some sparkle in them. So the siren, what's it called? Recharted her crown. And there are fractionals with Petite Treasure Braid because I'm insane. And then I used a blend of the Petite Treasure Braid and DMC in her tail. The werewolf, I don't even think you can tell very well, but the moon is the sparkly bit. And then let's fold this down a bit. On the Banshee, it's the grave. The Changeling probably has the least amount on it so far. I'm just conscious of not losing my needle because it's not attached to anything. The Changeling is just a bat. And then the Zombie, which was the most recent release until today. I did a blend again with the DMC for the blood. And I don't think you're going to be able to see, but no, there's some back stitching on the brain and I used the Petite Treasure Braid for it, so it looks super shiny like blood. The next release goes in here and it's a gin. And that needle minder is from Ginger Stitch AU. This one got a total of 1,441 stitches to catch up. And my plans for today are to get the gin started and hopefully finished. It is 9:33 in the morning, but I've already picked up my groceries, put them away. I need to do some washing. I need to clean my house. My sister's coming over. Anyway, you guys don't need to know this. My brain needs to stop. So yeah, I'm gonna work on the gin today. Hopefully it's not too big a release. I haven't chucked it in Pat and Keeper yet. Anyway, moving on. The next thing I worked on was the 5th release of the Under the Sea stitch along by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So this is what it looks like to date, and this is up to date. Part 5, fold this really awkwardly now. Part 5 is the little puffer fish, the little pink fish, these 2 fish here, the diver, and like the little blue squiggles. But these puffer fish, one of the sneak peeks that I saw were the puffer fish, and it's literally the reason I'm stitching this, because like it's not gonna bloody focus now. There you go. They're so cute. I love them. I love them. They're so cute. That release was only 947 stitches, so not too crazy. It's roughly the same size as the Supernatural releases. The Touch of Magic releases are huge. The last one was like 2,000 something stitches, so these releases aren't too bad. So that one's caught up to date until the next release comes out. I think it's the 25th. To crack my ankle, sorry. So yeah, I can't wait to work on that more. That's on an 18 count that I hand dyed myself. I still need to do that tutorial as well. I need to do a lot of things. All right, next up, I spun the wheel for Arbitrary August. And it spun Summer in Stars Hollow, which I haven't worked on since the retreat. There is a thread on a needle, so I do apologize if you don't like that. I have a picture, so Ross doesn't need to insert one. It's in plastic, so there might be a glare. That's what it looks like. I'm doing mine individually, like you can do them attached, but I'm doing mine individually. What can I use to block this? Let's just use a piece of fabric. So on the back, they actually give you like an alternate stitching, like an alternate for the gazebo, which is the 2 people. They actually add a person if you're stitching it separately, which I love. Like, that's super cute. Anyway, this got 832 stitches, and this is what it looks like. So I filled in the rest of the guitar. I completed the rest of the guitar. I had only done, I think, the dark brown. I put in the dark grey in what will be Lorelei's Jeep. And then I started putting in this super variegated yellow-green. And it's called Daffodil. Not everybody's is super variegated, but I love how variegated mine is, instead of it just being like a stark yellow. And that's, I think, a week's dye works. I'm using the called for DMC and overdyed, hand dyed. So I love this. It's so bright and colourful. So I'm glad it spun up. The next one that spun up was A Stitcher Haunts Here by the Witchy Stitcher. This is actually on my whip go for a finish. It hasn't been called yet. So, you know, as much work as I can get on this, the better, because I don't want to have to finish the whole thing when it gets cold. So this only got a day, and it got 440 stitches, and this is what it looks like. And this is on an 18 count white. So I finished the rest of the 310 and I'm working by, I'm color completing on this one. So the highest number of, the color with the highest number of stitches first, and then we're working my way down. So I'm currently working on 3042. So it's in the roof and it's on the little coffin bobbins. And I just love the way the Witchy stitcher has done the back stitching on this. Like, it's wrapped around like it's a bobbin. It's going to be so cute once it's done. My needle minder is a Witchy cat, and that's from Ginger Stitch AU. I love Ginger Stitch's needle minders. Their Etsy store is currently closed because they're moving locations, and I can't wait for them to reopen because then they're going to have the planchet floss drops, and I need them for no reason other than I need them. Yeah, so the last whip that I worked on was one of my whip go calls, and it is Sorcerer Mickey, and this is from Etsy. This was called for a page finish. Now, where I was up to last time, I had literally finished a page finish because it was a previous whip go call. So this one was called for another page finish. And I put in 3,449 stitches in 5 days to finish the page. How incredible is this? Like, I am obsessed. I was complaining about the blue on Instagram. Let me just fold this in half because I can. So this was my page finish, and I love it. Look at how good Mickey looks in his little hat. Amazing. Just like amazing. So it is so much blue, but it's just incredible. So I'm 6 pages down, and I think there's 6 to go. I'm not quite 50% based on Pattern Keeper. Oh, actually there might be like little partial pages down the bottom, but I have 6 full pages and a couple of partials. So that's what it looks like. It's amazing. Needle minder is from Pocket Pup Creations. I love it. I'm obsessed. So that's all my whips. Yeah, that was a lot. All right, my plans are I do have a new start tomorrow. Well, Ross will pop in a picture of what it looks like, but I'm doing this with Sammy Liz, and I think Ali Stitches, I think she's got numbers after it too, on Instagram. I think she's joining in, but she's doing the Cinderella Castle, so Sleeping Beauty Castle. It is completely backstitching. So that's going to be a real good time. I'm doing it on the same piece that I'm doing the World Cross Stitch Day that piece on, so it's that like pastel pinks, purples, blues, yellows. So that'll be started tomorrow. Well, tomorrow for me, the 14th of August for whoever wants to join in. It's from Retro Rose 98 on Etsy. And I just absolutely love the way it looks. So you get 2 different colorways in the chart. There's the one that I've put up, which is the pink, purple, yellow-ish one. And then there's another one where it's just blues and purples. But I can't wait to start it. It's going to be amazing. My other plans will literally just be to spin my Tiny Decisions out for my Arbitrary August, but I also do need to get my second whip go call completed, which is Diagon Alley from Country Magic Stitch, and that's to work on it for 5 days. So yeah, need to pull that out to get some work on that. I do have a question for any of you that take cross stitch to work with you. Well, I've got a couple of questions. One, how do you do it? Like, how do you not sit there and feel like anxious that people are judging you? But like, do people, you know, ask you questions about what you're doing? You know, like how comfortable are you doing that at work? Because like we have lunch together and then people just go back to their desks, and like some of the girls are studying, so you know they go back to their desks to study, and it's like where I sit, it's like I'm in a closed off cubicle, it's just me, so I don't actually sit with anyone. And I thought instead of just sitting there like scrolling through my phone, I could actually cross stitch for a half hour. Like I get an hour-long lunch break, so I've got time, but it's like I could take something and actually get some progress in. So let me know what you guys do if you do take cross stitch to work with you, or out and about, you know, let me know. I'd really like some info on that. Anyway, I'll jump into haul and then let you go so you can stop listening to my rambles. So I have ordered a couple, I ordered some threads for the Dark Queen of this Earth stitch along, which starts in September. I ordered them in July. Australia Post is holding them hostage. Oh my gosh. Australia Post is holding them hostage at their Melbourne airport depot. And they have been there since the 4th of August. So we're going on almost 10 days. This depot is like 12 minutes from my house. With like no movement on it. So it's driving me crazy. Like I just want my threads to come in because I don't want this parcel lost. So I'm waiting for that to come in. I'm waiting for a couple of threads that I had to order from 123 Stitch for this stitch along because no one in Australia had them. And one of the threads that I wanted to order, the Petite Treasure Braid Silk Lame thread in like the color 104, which is like virtually impossible to find. Anyway, I put a notification on 123 Stitch, and I was notified the other day that it came back in stock. When I went to purchase it, it was out of stock again, so I did another notification. And yesterday morning it came back saying it was in stock, so literally quickest purchase I've ever made. Obviously because threads can't travel alone, I may have ordered a chart with them, even though I'm not meant to. I mentioned this in a previous video, but I'm obsessed with Silver Creek samplers at the moment. And there was a couple of charts that I wanted, so I've ordered those. I can see my battery is like, you don't have long left. Anyway, so my actual physical haul that I have. I ordered a scroll frame. Sorry. I ordered a set of scroll frames from a company called Innovations in Australia. These are Edmonds split rail. It was like a set with like $100 and it had different sizes in it. And to be fair, I'm disappointed with the quality. Like the edges haven't been sanded and the amount of like splinters I've had is just like, even picking it up is just atrocious. I haven't even used it yet, but I've put my hummingbird pixie in, but like no matter what I do, I can't get it super taut like I do with a Q-snap. So I'm not sure how this is going to go. I have got a cheaper scroll frame. It doesn't fit it in. That's my only problem. And it's so much better quality than this. So I'm a little bit disappointed with like how shoddy this is. Like, look at that. Look at the edges. I don't even know how I'm going to be able to show you this. But like, they're not sanded the whole way through. Like even in the split rail. Just disappointed. Anyway, I'm going to give it a go. We'll see what it's like. If not, I'm just going to go back to using my Q-snaps. I have a splinter. And then just bead once all the stitching and back stitching is done. I wanted to bead as I went, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. I did order the Kreinik to go that's called for that chart, because apparently when I ordered the threads, I didn't order the Kynic, so they came in. I also, when I was at Spotlight, because I have Mill Hill beads for my hummingbird, pixie, and for the Make It Pink Aurora, and a couple of other things that I needed beads for, I didn't want to keep them in their little packets. I wanted like little containers, and I bought this little box that has them stacked. Now I'm going to close this again because they'll fall out. But what I've done is used the label maker, the labels, the type of beads, like what code they are, type of beads, and they're all in their little containers. They're in order of like, they're my hummingbird, they're my non-hummingbird. So that was a lot of fun. And the last bit of haul I got was from Amazon. And the first time I got a Dimensions kit. The first time I saw this was on Leann Stitch's Flosstube. So Leann from Forbidden Fibre Co. She shared that she was doing this, and I've had them in my head since this time, and I'm just like, I can't find them anywhere in Australia. Anyway, it was on Amazon browsing because I got this Amazon voucher and I found it. It was only $30 Australian, which is steal. So it's these Christmas ornaments. Sorry for the glare. And it comes with everything in it. There's some metallic. I'll probably switch it out for Petite Cherry Braid. My only concern is, so like I've ripped this thing to shreds opening it. Excuse the sounds. My only concern is the fabric that Dimensions gives you. So they give you felt to actually make the ornaments, which is super cute, super helpful. My battery is about to die. But this is all the fabric they give you. Like, for 6 ornaments. It's not much. So I'm going to have to get some 18 count when I eventually do start these at some point in the future. Anyway, that's all my haul. That's all I've got. If you could please answer my question. If you do take stitching with you out or at work, I would really appreciate it. Do all the YouTube-y things, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye. Let's do this. Hi, I'm Liz. I go by no.